Maggie here again with the latest and, I'm sorry, very delayed edition of Thoughts from a Changing Mind. As you may remember, the last episode I recorded was just before the election, and as with, I'm sure, a lot of people in our position, the results of that really shocked us, scared us, pushed us into a corner and made us less likely to want to do anything. And it's taken a while for me to process things and figure out how to go forward. On top of that, I've now moved. I think I mentioned before that I was up in Illinois, but now I'm down in Arizona. The reasons for making that move are still very much, relevant, and they're amazing and wonderful, and it's going to be a huge step forward in my life. But it's just so sad that with everything that's going on in the world since the election, that it's now, just tainted it a little bit. You've got to second guess everything you do. You can't just relax into something nice and wonderful and beautiful. You've got to constantly be looking over your shoulder and thinking about what's going to happen next. And it's taken, again, as I say, a while to process that. As I record this, I'm in Tucson, and I'm going tomorrow to try and record a demo to see if I can become a voiceover artist. And it'll be interesting to see if that takes off, and if so, that'll be another string to my bow, as it were, so that's exciting. But I think the main reason I wanted to talk to you, other than just to catch up and make sure that everybody's doing okay, is to just give you a few of my thoughts about how I've processed the last few months and how I'm going to try and deal with the months to come. As I said before, it's all very frightening and concerning, and even though I'm generally an optimistic person, I had my down days too, and it's really difficult on those days to summon yourself and get yourself up and move forward. But you have to, and it's important. The main thing I would say is I'm still, even in the situation I'm in now, I'm still very blessed. I don't have the immediate life-threatening concerns that I know a lot of you do. But I think the thing is that there's so much information out there, and unfortunately a lot of it is misinformation. And it's designed to make you feel more scared and alone. And I've thought to myself, really, the best way I can push back against that is to refuse to be scared and to make sure I'm not alone. One of the reasons I do these videos, as you know, is that I wanted to make people feel and realize that they're not alone. What you're feeling is perfectly normal. There's a lot of other people out there who are having exactly the same thoughts and doubts and reservations and worries and everything else. But even then, I've realized that I've got to do more than that. I've got to actually go out and actively find people of a like mind with whom I can share what I'm going through, and also give something back to them, so that we all feel that we're not going through this alone, that we're together. And one voice in a storm gets carried away, but more voices, you've got a better chance of being heard. And I know I've talked to you before about the importance of having a support network, and for some people that's easier than others. I understand for some people they are very much on their own, and finding a support network is really difficult. However, I really do urge you to double your efforts to try and find at least someone who can be there when you have your dark days, or to whom you can just talk and feel you're not alone. They're out there, whether it's people who are, like us who are transitioning, whether it's a trusted member of a family, whether it's someone in your church or work or wherever, they are out there. But I understand in some areas even they're feeling threatened and may not make themselves so obvious. So it takes effort to do that and go out and find someone to support you. For people who are listening to this who are allies and know someone who is struggling through a transition at whatever age, it's important that you take the time to reach out to them and just make sure they're okay and tell them that you're still there, even if it gets more difficult. If we really work at it, we can still support each other. And, as an ally, if we feel more threatened, just having the ability sometime to go and help someone and see their reaction to you, that in turn helps you and makes you feel that you're standing up for what is out, what they're trying to destroy, which is beauty and inclusion and love. Another thing I would say is that we've got to find that balance between being informed but also not driving ourselves absolutely crazy. As I said, with the amount of information out there, a lot of which is misinformation, it's really, really difficult to find positive news. It's difficult to find news that things could get better or how you can help them get better, or even just to get to the truth. But the thing is, the reverse is true. If you don't listen at all, then you're not prepared, you're not ready. The best thing to do is to prepare for what might happen, but hope that you never have to use it. But it's still important to be prepared, whether it's knowing somewhere you can run to or someone you can run to, knowing how to protect yourself more, how to protect your identity more. For some, that's just being physically separate from people. For others, that's maybe not being so outwardly who we are. And I'm not advocating that you put yourself back in the closet, because we've all struggled for lifetimes being in the closet, and having just got out, the last thing we want to do is go back in. But somewhat, you've got to put your safety first as well. And your safety and your sanity is important, because if you keep that, then they won't beat you. You will still know inside that you are beautiful and you are loved. And on those days when that's harder to believe, that's when you find the people that will help you. Now, I've always said in the past about, people like this to like it and subscribe or comment or whatever. But I mean this sincerely, that if after all your efforts you've made no progress in finding any sort of support network, please reach out to me. If nothing else, I can then, talk to you by a message every now and again just to make sure you're okay. And also I will do my utmost to try and find someone in your area who can reach out to you and help you go through whatever it is you're going through. You are not alone. And this is a time, if we want to change things, we've got to add our voice to the force of change. And I know that's harder for some people than others, but even if it's just sending out a postcard occasionally, which is totally anonymous, something just to let them know that we're not beaten, we're still there. Anyway, I'll leave it there for now. It's great to talk to you again. Please take care. Please stay safe and well. As I say, let me know if you need anything, and I'll talk to you all again soon. Okay, bye for now. Bye.